Hey guys, I'm Zach, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a Minecraft server that you can actually add plugins to. Now before we begin, you do need 2 prerequisites, and that is 1 Git Bash and 2 Java, but don't worry, I'm going to be showing you how to get them right now. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to go into your browser and click on the first link in the description. It should bring you to a page called Git for Windows. Click on download, go to your downloads folder, and click save. Now if you do not get that save as Windows, chances are it's already in your downloads folder. Now we're going to go find it. Go to your start menu, go to File Explorer, and then go to Downloads. There it is. Double click on that. If you get this user account control window, which I'm not sure if you can actually see, click on Yes. And we're going to click Next, 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 Install. Don't worry, I checked it beforehand. There's nothing weird that they're trying to sneak in. It's all good. Okay, cool. Now that it is done, I'm going to unclick View Release Notes and click Finish. Now we're ready to install Java. Click on the second link in the description. You'll come to this page, go to all Java downloads, and if you have 64-bit computer, click on this link right here. If you have a 32-bit computer, click on this link. If you want to figure out if you have a 64-bit or not, if you download the 64-bit of Git, then you should download the 64-bit of Java. So click on that, go to downloads, save, go to your downloads folder again that we just minimized, and double click JRE, whatever version, Windows. There you go. Press yes if you get that admin thing, and we're just gonna press install. Nice, we have successfully installed Java. Close out of that. Now we're ready to actually install our server. Go to the third link in the description, should bring you to this page. Go to last build, and then click on build tools right under build artifacts. We're gonna go to our documents section this time. We're gonna save this somewhere there. So let's see, documents. I'm gonna right click on the empty space, click new folder, and I'm gonna name this, I'm just gonna name it server. Now make sure there are no spaces or else you're gonna run into troubles later on. Alright, double click on that and click save. Okay, now we're gonna actually want to go to that server folder. So go back to the start menu, go to the File Explorer, go to your documents section, and there it is, server. That's the folder I just made. Double click on that. Here you can see build tools. Now what we want to do is we want to right click on this, go to properties, details, and what we're going to be looking at here is this folder path. Once we have that, let's go to our start menu one more time, well probably not one more time, and type in git. Click on git bash. Here we go. This part's a little weird. We need to specify the directory for this so it can run build tools. Now in order to do this, we're going to type in cd. Then we're going to start. Now you can see my folder path here is c:/. Now the thing is you want to use this slash. The reason why we can't just copy and paste that is because of these slashes. It is incredibly annoying, but you got to make sure you use these slashes slanted this way. And then basically type in everything exactly the same. Now I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about this. Just make sure this is exactly the same. Make sure all the caps are the same, everything. Press enter, and now you can see we're in the server folder. Once we're there, we have a certain code that we want to type in. Make sure this is exactly as I type it as well. Type in Java space dash jar build with a capital B, and right after it, tools.jar. That is it. Make sure the B is capital, make sure the T is capital, and press enter. This is gonna take a little while, so I don't know, get like some popcorn or something. Just sit back, relax, and let it do its thing. Once you get this message that says success, everything compiled successfully, you are now finished waiting and you can finally choose what jar you want to use. There are 2 that you can choose from. There are Spigot and CraftBukkit. I honestly do not know the difference between either of them. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Spigot. Now, in order to run it, go down to your start menu, type Notepad, click enter, and take the code in the description and just paste it in Notepad. As you can see here, it says craftbukkit.jar. That is just because I took it from the bukkit.org website. Delete that and replace it with whatever jar you're using. I'm going to be using Spigot, so I'm going to right click, hit rename, copy, or control C. I'm going to go into here, right after the jar, not right after, leave a space, paste it, and add .jar. You can't see .jar here because it is hidden, but as you can see, it is a .jar file, and yeah. So go to File, Save As, go back to your server folder. I think this is my server folder. Documents, server, and you want to change this to run.bat and save as type. all files. Click save. There it is. Once you run this, you should get failed to load EULA.txt. You need to agree to the EULA in order to run the server. So press enter, go to the EULA, change this false to true, and just go file, save, exit out of that, and do it again. If you get this firewall message, just click allow access. Now that the server is done loading all of its files, we're going to connect to it using the port forwarding method. But before we do that, we're going to test it using our local IP address. In order to figure out your local IP address, go to your search menu, type in CMD, and press enter. Once you're there, type in ipconfig and enter. Under Ethernet adapter or wireless adapter, whatever you're using, you should see an IPv4 address and a default gateway. Keep this open because we're going to use this later on again. Under IPv4 address, you see mine is 192.168.1.20. So let's go into Minecraft under Direct Connect, and I'm going to join that server. I'm just going to type in the local IP address and use that as the server address. As you can see, I am inside the server, so now we know that the server is connectable, it is running just fine, and yeah, that's good. Nice. Alright, so if you look at the server log, you can even see that we were really connecting to the server that we just made. Cartnickz logged in with NDC blah blah blah. Cartnickz has just earned the achievement. Cartnickz lost connection. Cartnickz left the game. So that's good. Now we know that the server works. All we need to do is make it accessible to people outside of our home network, and that's where port forwarding comes in. So take your default gateway from the command prompt, the ipconfig command prompt thing over here. To see default gateway, mine is 192.168.1.1. Go into your browser and type that in up here. Make sure you're not doing a Google search though. Like, see here, this is a Google search. That will not work. You have to type in just normally 192.168.1.1. If you have problems, try using a different browser, and hopefully that'll fix that. Now, this part is different for everyone. It's going to ask you for a username and password. This Verizon router actually had the password on the bottom. It was random, so I had to look at the bottom of the router to figure it out. If you have, say, like, a lot of times you could just search up, like, Linksys. If you have Linksys router, just, here it is, Linksys default password. Just click on that. You can see, oh, wow. So there was no username for these routers. All you had to do was put in admin as the password. So they're, just look them up. Here, let's see, Netgear. If you have a Netgear router, Netgear default password, admin password. So yeah, look around, use the specific model number of your router to figure out what the username and password is. A lot of times too, you will actually find it on the bottom of your router. If you have problems, put the model number of your router in the description and I'll help you look for whatever you need. Now I'm going to log in and I'm going to go to port forwarding. This is another process that will be different for anyone depending on what your, what router you're using. So here under the IP address, you want to use the IPv4 address of the server that you're using. So the IPv4 here, 192.168.1.20, what I use to connect to the server. I'm going to type that in right here. Now, application to forward. I'm going to use a custom port. A lot of times they'll just have boxes where you type in what port you want. Type in 25565. 25565. If you have TCP, UDP, make sure that's set to both. Pay attention to this part really carefully because this is where a lot of people mess up. This needs to be the local IPv4 address of your server, and this needs to be 25565 unless you change it. But we have not changed it, so make sure it's 25565. Once you've done that, click add. Nice, boom, there it is, right at the bottom. Alright, now we can go to whatsmyip.org. Now this is your external IP address. This is the address that you will give your friends and family, anyone outside of your home network, so that they can connect to your computer. Now we're going to test this out. Just copy and paste, copy that IP address, go into Minecraft, which I have to open up again, paste that address there, click join server, and here we are. We've joined the same server using the new external IP address, and if we were to go look at our server log, it says again, Cartnickz lost connection, disconnected, and that was just now. There you guys go. That is how you have a functioning Minecraft server that you can add plugins to. Alright, so I know people are going to be asking me, how do I install plugins? Literally, all you have to do is take the .jar file from the plugin you downloaded and drag it into your plugins folder. And then restart your Minecraft server, and you should be good. Now make sure that when you're stopping the server, you type in stop and then enter, and you don't just click the X button, because that could really corrupt worlds, and that's no fun. Another thing too, if you do not have a plugins folder, just make one. Just go to new, folder, type in plugins, all lowercase, plural, That S is important. And that'll work for you. Don't worry, I'm going to be going into much more detail into how to install plugins and permissions and configurations and stuff like that. But for now, I hope this video helped. If it did, make sure you press the like button down below. I can't tell you how crazy it is, all the likes and comments and stuff we got in the last episode. That is freaking amazing. It really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Also, if you have any comments, tips, suggestions, feedback, if you have any problems at all, any questions, post it in the comment section below and I will make sure I get to you. Some things are not solvable, like for example, if there's a problem with Java or your computer, we might not be able to solve that. But I'll make sure that I do everything I can to get your server working. Thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.